Welcome, everybody, back to Missouri Valley Football Conference Media Day here from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And not a far drive for this guy who joins us here on the program, going into his first year as the head coach of the South Dakota Coyotes. Other than Coach Vitzthum joins us here. Coach, welcome.
Appreciate it. Yeah, good enunciation on my name there, too.
Hey,
I like it, man.
You know,
yeah.
we try.
Yeah,
that
was good.
We try to make that practice go around. And, look, there's so many areas when you go through and you're getting ready for a season. For you, of course, you've been on staff. You've got the experience there at South Dakota. And when you think, man, third coach in as many years for the program, yet there's been a lot of success. What's been the key to keeping that rolling and keeping that success going in Vermillion?
Yeah, I think just like anything, I mean, the most important people in that building are the players, right? It isn't about one coach or one player, even for that matter, but it's about a collection of guys that believe in each other. The process that we believe in there has really kind of played out to our successes, and I think that's – when guys in the locker room have really felt that and said, hey, you know what, it's not about him, it's not about this, let's just buy into day-to-day processes, and that's worked out really well for our program. So, again, kudos to our kids to keep enduring, all the changes that have happened in our program, and hopefully we can do the same this season.
Biggest thing Coach Nielsen taught you as a coach, and then ultimately being under Coach Johansson last year, what really stood out about his lone year being the lead man?
Yeah, I think first and foremost with Coach Nielsen, it was the consistency of, kind of that every single day I knew exactly who I was coming in to work for, and as a player, I think they knew exactly who they were coming in to play for as well. So, it was just never too high, never too low with Coach Nielsen. It really wasn't. Super appreciative of that. With Coach Johansson, I think for me, just the details in which he went through his day, there was no stone unturned with him for a first-time head coach. I'm really super impressed with him and the way he, he's a defensive guy and the way he still, was involved on defense but let the offensive guys do their thing and knew when to kind of speak up and knew when to shut his mouth. So, again, both guys, tremendous leaders. What an incredible opportunity for me to learn from two different guys. Obviously, one guy first-timer and a guy that's been doing it a long time. So, incredibly grateful for that opportunity.
Look, Saluki fans are not going to be sad that Aiden Bauman is no longer in Vermillion, especially with the success that Aiden had against the Salukis. But, look, it's what a career that he had and the standard that he set. What do you believe is the biggest thing that he leaves behind that whoever has the opportunity to fill that role for you this year had nobody better to look at?
Yeah, I mean, just the consistency in which he showed up every single day and he ran our football team. Rarely did bad things happen when Aiden took a snap for us. Obviously every play didn't go as we wanted, but there were very, very, very little catastrophic things that happened to our offense and to our football team when he was the catalyst. So came to work every day, same guy, put in all the time, put in all the work, and then obviously those fruits were really showed on Saturday. So just that consistency part, and obviously when you're going to break in a first-time starter, we're going to have to ride some highs and lows, just the way it's going to be, and our team's ready for that.
Look, as much as Bauman got attention, Aiden deservingly, and when you play, you got defensively, there was just a tenacity and a toughness level that you guys played with. I know at times in a 5 overtime game, and when the score got the way it did last year, it didn't always feel that way. But, man, most of the time when the Salukis and Coyotes play, or just for any week of the season, how that mentality, the physicality you want to play with from an offensive standpoint, but you got to be able to match that defensively and play with that type of attitude.
Yeah, I think, Coach Johansson was a huge, obviously he started as the defensive coordinator, and he really got the thing going for us on defense. And I think that's one thing, that's a question mark going into this season, right, is what are we going to look like without his voice on that side of the football, without his leadership. Even though he's the head coach, he was still heavily involved on that side of the football. I believe in our DNA and our blueprint on that side. I know there's not going to be big changes coming just because he left. We've set a great foundation on that side of the football, and we're looking forward to building on it.
When you look at going into this season, man, there's a lot of great players in the league. I think that could be on rinse and repeat every year in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. But specifically of our guy, DJ Williams at quarterback, what separates him, what makes him unique, what makes him just such a dynamic player?
Yeah, I think it was really on full display for us in that 6 overtime game. You really saw his skill sets of, I think we did a good job as a defense on that day, honestly, taking away maybe option 1 or option 2 And DJ has such an incredible job of playing off platform and off schedule and doing things. You know, as a coach, sometimes it's almost impossible to stop, right? He scrambles left, scrambles right, extends time, extends a play, and then makes a huge play down the field. You know, you can't cover guys for 10 seconds, and sometimes DJ can buy that much time.
Yeah.
He really can. But just his playmaking ability is so special and is so uncoachable. You know, it's just that knack that he has of when to take off, when to buy time, and it's a pain in the rear. And there's a lot of those guys in this league, and it's you got to be on your P's and Q's on defense every single week because you'll get burnt if you're not.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good to get to know you.
Yeah.
Look forward to catching up with you more as we
Let's keep it in
ready to come
regulation
back.
this
Yeah.
year. Let's do that. All right.
I'm sure the guy that's next to you, that next coming on, Coach Hill, would agree with you. Coach, appreciate the time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.